Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Sir? It's a house!
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Hello, everybody. What the hell's going on out there? Yeah. Yeah, she used to be, I guess, I would say Candace Owens used to be common sense and sort of, what do you call it, rational thought, but she doesn't appear to have that anymore. Now, the people that watch her think that they're good points, but here's what she's doing. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, in the Idaho 4 case, the same thing that the nutjob pro-burgers would do to Bethany Funk and what the hell is her other? Dylan Mortensen, right? I mean, so it's the exact same thing. They assign, like, this is how somebody should act, therefore it's nefarious what's going on. So that's what Candace Owens is doing, and that's like the worst type of observational especially in cases like this where there's something traumatic happen and somebody doesn't act the way you want them to, therefore it's a conspiracy, that they're somehow involved, and it doesn't even make sense, right? Like in the Idaho 4 case, you had Koberger, who has no connection to anybody. He goes in there and kills, but because Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen survived, and they didn't call 911 that night and everything, apparently they're involved in it somehow. And in this case, she keeps looking for the next boogeyman. This guy named Mikey, this young kid who runs out and gets on a phone and starts making phone calls. I mean, how is that nefarious? What is it? Why does that mean anything at all? It's like she's just going over the footage and people are going, hey, what about this one? You can make something about this person. And that's what's going on a daily basis. All right, you know what? I'd actually would rather have it be that she's aware and it's just punking everybody for likes, views, and money. Okay? Because the other way, it's just, it's complete lunacy. And the sad part is she explains it with the same resolve that she used to have in topics that were, political, common sense type of thing. So she comes across the same way. And that's the part that's scary to a lot of people out there. Okay? Because she's giving, all these people who trusted and believed in her over the years are now listening again and going, she's never lied to me before. This has got to be true. But you know what? She's already told you untruths, or you might call it lying, about 10 times during the Charlie Kirk assassination, people looking into it. She's had like 8 different conspiracy theories, and they've all been disproven so far. And now we're moving on to more and more and more and more, and they're getting dumber and dumber and dumber. Hey, thanks, Nader Bader, for gifting a membership. You know, and I make a video on it today, and it got absolutely no views at all. It's like, so the only thing that really wins and that people watch anymore are the conspiracy videos. Okay, like if you go out there and you pretend you're really edgy and you're really digging in, you're really investigating with quotes around it. Those people, as long as it's a conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy, they will get thousands and thousands of views. And it's just really disheartening. I thought people were going to be really interested in, me putting together the factual information in a logical way, with videos that I went out there and filmed and all kinds of stuff, and just nobody watches it. No, it's not, Paul Chisholm. It's not, man. Totally different deal. It's not an opinion. It's just making something up. See, that's where people like you are so misguided, man. Paul, I keep getting people asking, why are you going after a fellow podcaster? I don't consider Candace a fellow podcaster. She's a media person way out there that does. She's doing an incredible disservice to Charlie Kirk right now. Okay, and I don't have, mine isn't really an opinion. It's literally going after the facts. And those are facts. She isn't doing that. She's looking at something and claiming it means something. All right. So you're just so misguided. It's embarrassing. So yeah. And then she has another case out there where she claimed that Macron's wife is a guy and transitioned and all these different things. And I mean, who the hell knows what's going on? Okay. Yeah, it's bizarre to me when people say that it's similar. Like, she's just, what's wrong with looking into things, Gray? What's wrong with what she's doing is she's taking people that have nothing to do with the shooting and implying that they're somehow involved. By the way she does the little looks on her face, the words that she says, that's what she's doing. She's implying that the cameraman, maybe Mikey, he was betrayed, she keeps saying. Over and over and over again. And I think that's disgusting because you're actually making a dangerous situation for people who had absolutely nothing to do with anything. How do we know, though, Gray, unless we investigate it? Well, let the investigators look into it. They're not going to do it, Gray. They're part of the conspiracy. Yeah, this is what goes on with these guys, man. They have endless material they go through. Now, you guys, is there any chance on this show tonight you guys can help support the channel? We're currently at 1 gifted membership, and other than that, it's 0,000 across the board. Every single show, I tell you guys, hey, you guys are the sole source of the income that comes in on the live streams. There's almost no ad revenue whatsoever. And every single show, I still have to repeat it over and over and over and over and over again. And it just feeds the trolls and all the idiots out there. So if you can just help support the channel without having me asking every single day over and over again, that's crazy. Hey, I'm not supporting this stupidity. You're dumb. Oh, Sophia. That's so sad. Oh. You're an embarrassment, Sophia. And you'll see it here. When this case goes to trial, you will not be welcome back here, even if you apologize. You're a pile of crap. All right. And you will feel the need to apologize, because every single thing that I'm telling you that happened in this case is what's going to be found out at trial, and there's going to be a hell of a lot more. All right. Yeah, it's where they show up in conspiracy, government involvement, and fantasy are apparently interesting to many people. People don't care. That's all completely made up and without any... Right. And apparently nobody heard what I just said. All right, let's see. Right. People don't care that it's all completely made up and without sources. It has to be that. Right. They just listen to it. Like you listen to Candace and the way she says stuff, the way she talks and looks so innocently into the camera, people just sort of believe her. And what's sad about it is all of the people watching, and she's creating this weird divide in the conservative part of, like politics. It's weird. It's crazy. Like, it's the same type of people that are so into the Epstein files because they wanted to look at it for like to see if Clinton's and all those people were in there. And now they keep wanting to see it. It's like, if you want to believe in a conspiracy, I would think that the reason the Democrats are so interested in looking into the Epstein files now is because Trump's name was put in there because they would have used it against him in that last election, wouldn't they? If they already knew it was in there. I mean, you had Biden as president. They would have seen the documents. They would have known he was in there. And somehow his name shows up apparently somewhere. And now they're like, yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at it. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Thanks, Tracy Van Brott. Right. That's what I'm saying. They didn't care for 4 years. And now all of a sudden it shows up. And he kind of admits that it's in there. And then these Republican conservative people want that to come out, this thing that they, it's just crazy. Hey, thanks, Vicky Cobb and Tracy Van Brott. And by the way, when you guys send in super chats, why don't you put a question in there? Oh, that's right. I like that hair. I remember that. And then Vicky Cobb, you can put comments in the super chats. The only people Candace hasn't accused are Muslims. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on with her. What it almost feels like is that she liked Charlie Kirk, and then he didn't like her like that, and then somehow she's feeling, and then like Erica is somebody that took Charlie from her or something at one point, and she sort of feels scorned a little bit. So now she's fighting against the organization that Charlie Kirk worked for to attack all the people she feels like wronged her or something like that. Hey, thanks, Tracy Antok and Tracy Antok again. Thanks for my membership. Keep it up, Gray. Hey, cool. Yeah, a lot of freaks give out memberships to people, and when we hit a certain point, I'll donate 5 myself. So, we've given out a lot of memberships. Yeah, I don't know if she was jealous of Charlie. I was wondering if she was jealous of, like she liked him. Because she's acting almost irrational. I mean, it's just, completely irrational, And then we got this one, Vicky Cobb, super sticker. All right. Hey, Richard Watts. Yeah, and you know what almost feels like? That Candace is trying to start her own sort of turning point, Like she's trying to do this movement, and the scary part is her movement will be like totally anti-Israel, and the Jewish people of the United States will get kind of nervous, even more so, because it feels like that's what she's trying to do, doesn't it? Right, that's what I said, Jack. I just said that whole sentence. Why don't you say, I agree, Gray. I think this. Let's see. Uses the story for content. I don't know. There's a lot of political stuff she could be talking about, but she knows it's not that interesting to people. I think her views are up. Here's what I know. See, what she's doing, I think she would probably get 200,000 views or so if she talked about Trump meeting with Xi and these kind of things. But she gets like 1 million doing the conspiracy. And so it's exact opposite for me. So I'm just talking about the regular information, real information in the case, and nobody watches the videos. I mean, it's absolutely, look at right now, you guys, 148. I mean, how is that even? That's 1,000th, not even that, 0.5 1,000th of my total viewer, like subscribers. That's insane. Okay, here we go. We got another troll showing up out here. I hope the mods can get those. I'm not sure. Where's this person showing up at? Okay. We got the trolls coming in again. Yeah, I do try to get people to send in super chats on shows. Okay. That's the only way that we can get moving. And if you can't afford it, don't send anything in. I'm not sure what's happening. I can't see the comments elsewhere. Not sure how this one made it in there. Yeah. It's like I almost have two different chats going on. I don't know. I can't find any of the... I'm looking over here. Weird. Interesting. No idea what's happening. What do you mean? What do you mean? Can't you make your stream debunking Candaces? I don't know what you mean. That's what I'm doing right now. That's confusing. So basically, Candace may have been friend zoned by Charlie. Yeah, I think it's got to be something like that. I mean, it's weird that she's, she keeps bringing up all these dreams and text message that seem prophetic, and it's like she's almost trying to make herself seem like she's biblical. She was supposed to be Charlie's David, keep fighting, and there's these dreams, and it's just ridiculous, and I mean, yeah, if you can't see that she's doing that, then you're not looking. It's pretty obvious. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman, for the gifted membership. All right. So anyways, here is the, let's just look at this thing again. All right. So that's the guy, the cameraman right there.
I'm going to give you credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Yeah. So, and then he's right there, from that angle. And then it kind of cut, there's another angle too. So there he is right there. And then you can just watch him. I mean, like literally, I'll back it up again. So he's this guy right there. And then he goes to the right, his left arm's out right there, and he runs around, and then he leaves. takes off. Like everybody else. Okay? Look at everybody else out there. He's probably like, oh my God, and everybody ran, because who knows if there's more of a shooter coming, right? Who knows? Now, who? And then the camera goes over here, and then, you know, it just sort of follows everybody running out. Tyler Robinson's basically off the roof right now in the back of the building, on the north side of the Losi building. Because right now it is, yeah, he's climbing down off the corner of the roof right now. And by that time, Charlie Kirk is being put into the vehicle. You know, but interestingly, even in this video right here, if you go back a little bit, I mean, you can see the cameraman, he's right there. You know, because he ran over there to hide behind the building, and he was just still filming and, you know, probably just recording what happened. Why does it matter that he filmed himself for a moment too? You know, he's probably used to doing live streaming, maybe with his cell phone. He's like, hey, you know, but now he's just doing it. It just, to me, it doesn't mean anything. And what was he supposed to be doing, by the way? You've got security guards. So there they are, rushing him into the car again over there. All right, chicken wing, 19 months. And they're loading up the car. And he's just freaking out. Yeah. See, like he's got his hand on his chest, like, oh, Jesus.
He just shot Charlie. He's dead. God help him.
Charlie Kirk got shot.
And this is all synced up time-wise within a second or two. So I lined up this video, the Adam, oh, jeez. Why can't I remember the name? I said it in the video. If you go back and watch it. But, yeah, it's all timed up perfectly with this. And then
My son is down there. He says that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck. This is unconfirmed. This is.
And so look at right now, it's not even 2 minutes after the shot.
For my son, who was down there right in front of Charlie Kirk. We're going to go down there and see if we can get any more info. My son just said.
Yeah, everybody acts differently. Just like I was saying in the Idaho 4 case, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk reacted the way they reacted. And it's just, that's how they reacted. That's all that matters. You know, to sit there and nitpick on somebody and really, I mean, the stuff that Candace owns, who knows what, you know what Candace would do? She'd get up and sprint the F out of there. She wouldn't do a damn thing. Okay. She'd be scared out of her ass and running as fast as lightning the hell out of there. She wouldn't even have looked at, after she saw the bullet hit Charlie, she would have got the hell out of Dodge. Guarantee it. Okay. She's no different than every other person out there. I mean, it's just crazy. You know, we don't know what she would do, but that's what I bet you she'd do, you know? And I just think it's incredible that she's nitpicking on something like that. It's wild. Yeah, so right here in this video, like I was showing and out there on the video I made earlier, you can see right here, there he is. See that top of the head right there? That's him coming out from that spot. And look at, there he is. See, got the glasses on, etc. And then he walks over there somewhere. It doesn't look like, he looks like he kind of goes over where the vehicles were. They is just probably, everybody says they. God, Jesus, you guys. Oh my God, they shot Charlie. What are you supposed to say? He shot Charlie? Well, you don't even know anything. So right at the beginning, you say they shot Charlie, the people who don't like him. It's just what people say, man. I mean, don't overthink things. You guys are just unbelievable. It gets just so old after a while. And you think you're all so sleuthy by nitpicking words that people say in a stressful situation. And it's really just kind of embarrassing. All right, let's see. Yeah, and then now the camera's coming back over here again. And there he is right there. So the cameraman is this guy right there. He's coming back into the scene, and you can see part of him right there. And then there he is right here, fully. And he just kind of stands back there for a little bit. He wasn't sure, you know, what he could do at that point. And I think they're trying to get their equipment, you know. Would you want to leave all your expensive camera equipment sitting there? But hey, guys, if you can help support the channel, I would appreciate it. We are really only at about 1/9 of the nightly goal. So if you have the ability, that would be awesome. Right. And so like this one guy to his right's really just like, oh my God, what's going on? And he seems like he's a little bit more level-headed, you know. People are different, you know. Like Bethany Funk in the Idaho 4 case, it was a mess the entire time. People were trying to talk to her. And Bill Mortensen was a little less like that. And then other people could speak, you know, coherently and clear. All right, so the cameraman to me is absolutely just a normal person who reacted the way he reacted. Just like, I mean, you could go and look at every single person that was in this crowd and come up with something. Oh my God, why did that person get up and move earlier than the rest of them? He must have known something. You know, it's just wild. A lot of people dove to the ground, and then maybe 5-6 seconds later, they started getting up and getting the hell out of there. Hey, thanks, Marilyn. Or Mary Lynn. Yeah. They're causing problems as well as believing. Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are referring to, but yeah. When I heard Candace saying all the stuff, I just thought, let me go look and see if I can find stuff. I don't know if other people were showing this shot here. I mean, did anybody else show this one? You know, where he's standing right there. You know, that's the total grassy knoll. Oh, look at, what's he doing? What's he doing? Is he pointing a gun? Is he the real shooter? Is he the one that? Yeah, that's what these people do, man. They are crazy, crazy people. Yeah, and then the other one, I don't really know. You know, the whole thing about Mikey, you know, apparently that young guy that's, you know, I think he married his wife, met his wife through Turning Point or something. I mean, what's the deal with that? Who cares if he's going over and got on a phone call? What is he calling the pilot of the jet that took off without the transponder on? And hey, yeah, it's been done, man. It's been done. Yeah, no, she's doing exactly the same stuff that people did in the Koberger case. Exact same thing. Just making something up, pointing at a few vague things like, who takes selfies of themselves? Okay. Let me ask you this, though. How does taking a selfie and talking play into some master plan? Like, what difference does that make? Are you just trying to make him look bad? Is that it? I mean, is that the only thing that you're doing, is trying to make this guy look bad and saying, look, he's taking a selfie, he should be helping Charlie Kirk? What difference does it make? It's crazy. And then he dies and she acts like that. Yeah. She's just sort of remembering the good times. And it was Erica. She's trying to ruin Eric. Just look at it like this, you guys. She's trying to ruin Turning Point USA, that's now being ran by Charlie Kirk's wife. Isn't that weird? I mean, that's a little strange. So for me, it's just sort of like she has a personal problem with people there. And she keeps talking about Kanye West, and Kanye said, I like what she's saying, and her and Charlie were going to try to get Kanye to be part of the Blexit movement. And really, it was just such a big deal. And then, something happened, and this happened, and then this other thing. Going on these long stories about nothing. Yeah, and this is where that guy's like, there's the stage, and he's standing right here. Right in that spot. He ran from right here through the tunnel and then went up here, which was a pretty good spot to not be hit by somebody shooting from over there. How do you know the shot came from over there? Well, he was down there and he could hear that it came from behind him over there. I don't know what that means. Oh, God. What are the comments going on in here? The contact photo looked like someone just got it off Google. I don't know what that means. Even his contact photo? Who? It is dumb that she thought UTC was Utah time. Yeah, UTC is sort of it's kind of like Greenwich, same thing. Yes, a 0 over there in at the UK, and then everything back this direction. Like I think it's -5 on the East Coast and -8 in Oregon. Welcome, Chris O'Connell. But hey, guys, how do we get the ball rolling tonight? We're just absolutely dead in the water. We're at $46. It's not going to do it. I'm trying to read these comments. I don't see anybody named Wheat in here. What's going on in here? You are the freak group, so I assume you would all stick together. Listen, you guys, I mean, I don't know what it is, but the people on my channel are people with common sense, and at least that's what I try to propagate, is that type of thinking, common sense and rational thought. It's not as entertaining for a lot of you, like you guys, there's a lot of people, the trolls that show up, like GI up there, they just want to hear conspiracy theories, and they pretend that it's just as logical. And it's not even close. It is not even close. I'm telling you, the probable cause in this case and the charging documents are really just amazingly powerful. And if you choose to just say, "Oh, I don't believe those because there's a conspiracy," then that's at your own peril. Because when the information comes out, I actually think this is a case that might not even go to trial, and he'll plead guilty given the fact that there's the death penalty, and they'll use that and plead guilty, and maybe Erica would be okay with that, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He deserves the death penalty, but I could see him, pleading guilty because he did it. He knows he did it. He texted Twigs. Well, that's fake too. So the weird part is every single element that's strong evidence in the case, the conspiracy theories conveniently say, conspiracy theorists conveniently always say, that's part of the conspiracy too. They're covering up, etc. Yeah, Adam Bartholomew, that's right. What's wrong with it? Why do I need to watch 11:35 to 11:40? Why do I need to do that? I don't need to. What do you mean clear it up? Yeah, I've already. If you're asking if you can see them on the roof, no. I tried it. I even did the slow-mo stabilization, one frame at a time, and there's nobody. You can't see anybody up there. What is what? Is it whose left hand? What the hell are you talking about, man? Jesus, you got you're unbelievable, these people. And by the way, it's 19 frames off. Here, I'll try to find it for you. Hold on. It's 19 frames off the audio with the video. All right. Or actually, it looks like 48. Sorry. 48 frames. All right, guys. I don't know what to say, but we need to get the ball rolling here. We're already 38 minutes in and just struggling away with massive lulls. What did you say? 11 what?
I'm just back.
I can't even find that part where there was a time. Oh, 11:35. Okay.
DIY streaming setup. So those professional ones cost like $5,000. Yeah.
I sort of remember what that is. I've seen small
What are you talking about?
ones, but I haven't seen that small.
This is the mic right here. This is the receiver for this.
Yeah. How far will that transmit?
Yeah, so kind of over time. I don't know what you're trying to get me to look at. What's going on at 11:35? Nothing. Oh, you're talking about the guy over here. We've already gone over that. That's not him. Okay. I have the original video here where it's clearer than this, and he's got like bushy hair in the back and everything. It's not Tyler Robinson. My God, you guys, it's crazy. It's already been debunked a long time ago. Thanks, Eileen. Oh man, you guys really had a poor performing video, and now a poor performing live stream yet again. Getting near the end. This is just, can't do this. Let's see. I saw Tyler's lawyer are trying to keep cameras out of the trial. Yep. I guess it's going to be up to the judge. I don't know how the camera out of the courtroom during the trial has anything to do with the fair trial. It's already happening. I don't know what they wanted me to look at on this. Sorry. It's not Tyler Robinson. We've already gone over that 1,000 times. I saw that. I said thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Let's see. Love the video you put out. Yeah, great. I don't know, man. The video I put that out today, nobody saw it. Very few. It's just I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You know, I can't get anybody to watch my videos, and I can't get hardly anybody to watch my shows. It makes it increasingly harder and harder to reach the goals. It's a struggle every single night. I have to ask over and over and over. I don't like it. I don't like having to ask. I hate it. And it's just, you know, people always go, Gray, he's always e-begging. I'm just trying to keep things rolling along. My channel's donated $265,000 out of the income from the channel. I want to keep going and doing that. And the only way to do that is if people are supporting the channel nightly, and I'm getting ad revenue, and the ad revenue is gone now. There's none on the live streams, maybe $5. The video I put out today might make 10. It's got very little traction. Hardly anybody saw it. And now I'm doing a show, and you know, it's hard to get any traction because everybody wants the conspiracy, and I'm not going to do it. Okay. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell, for gifting 5. Very cool. Thanks, Nate Campbell. What do you mean big cases? What big cases? There isn't any. Let's see. I think the judge will well, go watch them, Sandy. I mean, you always say stuff like that makes people go, oh, really? Ooh. Instead of sending something like that to me in an email and explaining what you're talking about, because now I'm going to mention, bring it up, and then you're going to bring it up in the chat, and then now it's not just tonight though. I've struggled to get over 200 people for a while. Just as soon as I switched over, I don't see anything right now. There's no big cases going on. I've looked every day, so I don't know what you're referring to. If you're talking about the David with a 4 in it, forget it. Well, I mean, I can write it out if people are supporting the channel. That's how you write it out. Right. Everyone else is putting out fake conspiracy theory garbage, though, Sandy. Well, I mean, this case, I am still getting documents in the Idaho 4 case. I should get some pretty good stuff tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Alley Kate, get to the membership. Thank you. I think Candace Owens was involved in Charlie's death. She has a motive. Fired by TP USA, jealous of Charlie, acting guilty by blaming others. Yeah, good point, man. Very good point. No, it's the same thing that she's doing. You know, where was she on that day? Do we have any proof? You know? Right. And so that's one of the things that I've told people. What do you mean? So right now, when you go to YouTube, it doesn't show that I'm live to anybody? Because Zozo used to say that a while ago. You should search for the videos. I don't know what that means, man. You should search for the videos for UFOs. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, he's aiming a gun. Look at look at that. He's also got a weird helmet on with some weird kind of glass, almost a tin hat on. You know what's weird about it? That's just his forehead shining. That's just how video is, especially video that's been copied. See that one? Now you can see his forehead and his glasses, but his forehead's shiny. You know, sun's probably hitting right in the face. Yeah, I know it was a joke. That's what I said. I've rung the bell and I never get notified. Yeah, but you can't just ring the bell. You have to ring the bell and hit every video, that thing, okay? Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Yeah, well, we did do a lot of good, you know? So I'm proud to be part of all the good that this channel does, right? So, I mean, you can look at it like this. My channel we're at $265,500 in 6 years. Donated to true crime related charities. Every single bit of it verified. I also cover cases the correct way. Okay? Like and when you say who determines what the correct way is? Well, I think the correct way, and it is to use the factual elements in the case, because I just put the pieces of the puzzles together, unless I can get there too and look at stuff myself, like Idaho 4, Charlie Kirk, and even the serial killer in Portland one, and you know, I can make it to different places. And we put the factual elements out there. And sometimes, you know, when people say facts change, that does happen sometimes. Something that was considered to be a fact is then altered, like, well, you know, it was actually 327, not 329. And then you go, oh, okay, and then you change it. Okay? That happens in cases. It doesn't mean there's a conspiracy or there's a cover-up or anything like that at all. And I don't really... It just feels so disheartening. You know, I don't know what to say. I worked my ass off. I went to Utah and I filmed for 2 days with a sore foot. And I walked 31,000 steps and tried to get all this great footage and new footage and all this stuff. And the channel barely broke even for the trip. You know, like if I don't know what the deal is, if I'd gone earlier or if I'd gone when it was, you know, if I was a conspiracy theorist going there, probably would have just absolutely done great. But even when I was there, I try to do live streams. Hardly anybody watched. I would try to do the, you know, it's just so, you know, I know people don't want to listen to somebody, but this is just how I've felt for a while. Almost every single day, it's the same thing, you know. And told him about you as he said he hadn't seen anyone talking about Robinson. What do you mean? That's all I've done. You know, I don't know where he's been. You know, he doesn't know the case as good as I do. Tatum, okay, he doesn't. He just sort of gets fed this stuff. And goes, oh yeah, and then this and this and this. You know, I know all of the elements and how it all fits together. I know exactly what law enforcement has. I like that he's a big channel that's, you know, countering these people, but I can tell just listening, he doesn't have the same grasp, you know, so whatever. Now, on your phone as well. Yeah, to get notifications, you have to allow the notifications on your phone. So if you're out there and you haven't done that, go ahead and do that. Yeah, but I like Tatum, you know, I bet you see what he's doing on his thumbnails is he kind of sells the conspiracy, and then it's the opposite of that. So he knows that his thumbnail has to be something that, ooh, it'll appeal originally to the conspiracy theorists. And I don't know if that's something YouTube, they don't like that when you sort of put something that's like false advertising. But apparently it works, you know. Nobody knows what you're talking about. A mocha mat. I don't even know who you are. I haven't even referred to any comment that you said all night. Never heard of you. Yeah, never heard of you in my life. Let's see. What are you talking? Yeah, I mean, what are they talking about? You can't even take a compliment without being condescending. To who? Oh, you mean the part where they said that they mentioned me to Tatum? Okay. And then I said, Tatum, well, how is that condescending to the person who said it? It's not, you know. They mentioned it in there. Thanks, you know. I typed in, I was in Candace's, when she was live too, or not Candace, Tatum's live stream, I said, you know, I said stuff also, you know. What are you talking about? So many people rely on clickbait. Sometimes people don't even mention what's in the title or, right. And that's kind of, you know, I was told that by one of the people that gets, you know, way more views. And, yeah, I tried to make today's thumbnail kind of interesting. You know, a guy standing on a grassy knoll, but it was really a rocky knoll. You know, it just, I don't know, man. It's not nothing's working right now. Strange. I mean, I went from I got 500,000 views on one video and a few that had close to 300. And then almost overnight, one day, it dropped all the way down to like 8,000 on a video because I wasn't selling the candy that the conspiracy theorists want. Mm-hmm. Listening to Grace since Kanika Jenkins. Yeah. I mean, I'm just getting to, you know, I don't know. My thing is this, I wouldn't care if I had 150 people were watching and people supported the channel every single night. We reached the goals. I'd be okay without me having to ask 700,000 times. But it's the thing about me saying, hey guys, if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, and I have to say it, and if you guys realize that me having to ask you every single night creates this ridiculous notion out there where people go, oh, Gray, all he does is e-bag. He won't even do his show if he doesn't do. And it's like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing here. I got to try to reach the goals, or we can't do a damn thing at the end of the month as well. Okay. You know, it just seems like every single night, you know, I'm having to say multiple times, and, you know, like people say, it's not natural. It's not natural. Well, it's what's worse is not natural is to do hours of shows and have 0 people supporting the channel. That's a bad feeling, and I'm sure it feels that way to other people. They just don't say anything, right? So I'm gonna pull. I mean, just maybe we can look at some more of this stuff. The dad, which case are you talking about, Cindy? I don't even know what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? I don't get it. No, that was when I was in Gray. I seen a guy throw out 3 conspiracy theories in 3 days. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, the thing is how do they do 3 conspiracy theories in 1 day, in 3 days? That means their original theory was bogus. So they came up with a new one, knowing that going at... See, the problem is now that everybody hates the FBI and everybody hates the law enforcement and everybody. So if you are somebody that takes information that they give out, you're somehow a sellout. Okay? You're a sellout, and you're paid for by the FBI, you know, because you're... I mean, it's so ludicrous. Like, these probable cause documents are the county that they're in, you know. They use some of the information the FBI found, sure, but they put it all together and they put it out there. They can't lie in probable cause documents. I've seen some that are sort of wishy-washy a little bit over the years, but you know, those are the ones you can get in trouble for that. The information they have in this case is absolutely, you know, solid. Hey, thanks, Jake Ross. Appreciate that. Hey, thank you, Mocha Matt. Hey, it's 2 cents times 100. All right. Yes, Cindy. Huh? Who are you talking to? That dad with the baby in the hot car pled guilty. Okay, so what? And then Pigeon Talk said, yes, Cindy. Right, Cindy. Right. And people like you are what make it negative. You know, that's the problem. Let's see. Is telling people that everyone against her is being paid $7,000 per video by Israel. Where is she saying that? Okay. See you later, Pigeon Talk. Yeah. The 2 trolls that showed up here together. You'll never be commenting again. Thank you very much. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Pigeon Talk. Nobody knows what you're saying. What does this even mean? He's crying about YouTube stuff, but this is what happens when you focus on having a community. Too insulated. Just keeping people. What do you mean? Focus on a community. Of course, you want to have a YouTube community of people. What the hell are you talking about? You sound absolutely dense. Wow. Yikes. Really? She put that on her channel? That people that are making video against her are getting 7,000 a day. Wow. Man, that'd be great. Hell, I'd take it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I have a community of freaks, we call ourselves. What's wrong with that? That's what you're supposed to try to do. Create a community. You sound really like, like you're insulated yourself.
So look at right where my car is parked. Look where how that's hidden. There's no camera.
Yeah, see, here's a better view of what I was telling you guys. See where my car is right
on
here?
The left side
This
of that
one.
building?
Look what a perfect spot that is to have parked your car
See that?
earlier.
But gray.
I'm actually saying back right there. See that? Look at that. And then,
There we go. Here we go.
I mean, can't you just see, like, what if that car door was open in the front there? Look at how if he was standing right there, how he could easily just put the rifle down his pants or do whatever, right? You wouldn't see anything in any direction at all. Just totally hidden, a tree there. It's just perfect. The fence on that side, there's no camera on that side. It just looks like a perfect spot.
I'm right here.
Hello, Isabelson, and can you finish what? Bill Capri killed your cat said, can I finish? Can you finish what? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Yeah. The thing that's interesting is like how the Tyler Robinson's vehicle,
left,
Dodge Challenger, came from over there to the right. So that means he was in this general neighborhood when he was, like this is where he parked, somewhere over here.
Right here.
Why would he even bother? So when you look at it from up here and you go right here, this is the house that had the surveillance, and the car came in. And obviously the car did this. It was over here or here at one point because it drove around like this. The car didn't obviously start in a cul-de-sac, right? So it came in. It could have come down that street like that, but it drives like this at like 8:25 in the morning, 8:22 in the morning, and then comes around and then drives over here. And that's why I think it parked over here. And I think, I don't know if, maybe on this one he drove by here and then drove onto campus over here somewhere, and they saw him on there. But then I think when he came back, he parked right there, because at 9:57 he's walking in this direction, and he does the same route, the reverse route that the car had taken earlier. And this is when he does his dry run. He walks down here, and then he's also seen on camera right over here at 10:10. And then he walks into this parking area here. And I think that at 10:12 or 13, something like that, they have him on camera going into this tunnel again wearing the maroon shirt. They just didn't have that originally because they found that video working backwards and then put out the images of him wearing the dark clothing early because they wanted to see if anybody could identify him. All right, you guys, we're only about 40% of a nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. Thank you. You are the one crying, ban, and continue. I don't even make content. You're an idiot, Bill. Oh, you're so stupid. I don't know what that means. Man, your writing's so terrible, Bill. Huh? Yeah, no, we're just look at your own behavior up there, Bill. You'll see the truth, okay? Hey, wow. Thank you, Lisa Belson. Look at that, gifted 10 memberships. Wow. I don't know. We by the way, if you're just listening here, we've got a troll that creates new account after new account after new account, and they just keep making different comments. We know where these people come from. They've been doing this for a long time. Let's see. That person is relentless. Yeah. So this is Tyler Robinson's walk with the maroon shirt, except he walked on the sidewalk. I did that later in the day. I came back a second time.
Where I parked that car, you can go out the.
And he walks all the way down. I'll get right on the sidewalk here. But you know, this kind of stuff isn't interesting to people. You know, it's just sort of like, yeah. It's not really him. It's not really him. Blah blah blah. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? It's not him. Blah blah blah. What's the point?
And the camera's obviously.
Yeah, and he walked by right here. But this is when. So he's on that camera over there more than once.
And right here is where.
The one over here on that house.
SUV.
So they have him in maroon.
Right behind me here.
For sure. I think they have him in maroon, walking by there at like 10:08, something like that. Maybe 10:07. Look at he's still walking over there. Look at the guy's got a maroon shirt and a backpack and everything. That's him. That's amazing, you guys. He was still walking the same loop, even though he's in prison. It's a hologram. All right, now we believe in the holograms. Yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to open up the other one that's the same day, but is it this one? Oh, yeah, that was me coming back. Yeah, look at my face. Jesus. I don't know where I'm at right here. Walking in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah. That's right. So that's where the surveillance was right there. Yeah, see, this is... Okay, here I am. I'm doing the Tyler Robinson walk on the sidewalk. Yeah, look at Wild Bill Wassman's trying for a wave. We're still only at like 70%. Yeah, welcome, Debbie. Very cool. I got footage of cameraman doing hand signal. Ah, Jesus. Oh, God, here we go. I've got footage of cameraman doing hand signals and steps on something. Same time, Charlie. Oh, God, yes. Get a life, man. You can see what he stepped on. Give me a break. Hey, wow. Hey, thanks a lot there. Chris O'Connell, gifted 10 memberships. Very kind of you. Very kind. All right. So we're moving down here. This was a pretty good, kind of reminds me of some of the stuff my wife puts out. These crazy Halloween stuff. Okay, that's right. So after I walked there, I actually broke what I was doing to show you the other spot. There's only 2 spots in this neighborhood where a car might have parked. Right over here. See this? What a great spot this is as well. So imagine the car also being parked right here. There's a fence there. There's no cameras around. There's this house over there. Maybe it has a camera, but again, you're facing that direction with your passenger side door open. And it's just like easy to hide. I mean, what are you going to see from down there? Nothing. Right? So this is a great spot. There's only 2 of them that exist that are like this. Oh, that little kid came running out. He was like, hey, what's going on? All right, now we're going to go to the corner, make the turn. Now we're heading down that, took a left there. Look in the mirror. What does that mean? Ah, Jesus, these people. Yeah, he came running out. He's like, hey, and I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what I said. I said something. Right, but here's the surveillance that came out. It was taken from that camera. That was the one that was put out there. I think it was Chuck Keeler's video. And then that's the field that Tyler Robinson's running through way over there, back in the left over there. Yeah, I went there, Maul. I went there. Did you go there, Maul? Were you there? Chris O'Connell's going for a wave. Will it happen? I just like to show, you know what I like to do is repeat the truth. Like people go, Gray, you show stuff. I filmed so much stuff when I was out there. I feel like if other people got to see how simple this whole thing was, they'd realize it. How Tyler Robinson became aware of how simple it was, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if he went out there on a prior trip or even at 8:30 in the morning after looking at it on Google Earth. Did he just go out there and was like, wow, at 8:30 in the morning? Then he did a dry run at around 10:10. And then he did it. It was just the easiest damn thing you've ever seen. Where are these weirdos coming from? Yeah, but nobody's required to chip in or support the channel. I just know what it takes to get to the numbers. We're still behind on tonight, but got some good progress made. Yeah, I mean, there's people out there that still haven't seen the reality, but the problem is when you only get 175 people watching, it's like you're not really making a dent, you know. So back over there, that's where he was running in the TMZ video. That's the camera that filmed right up at the top of there, right up here at the top. And then the second camera that TMZ got later, but it was actually put out there by somebody else first, came from this camera right there. And then on video, you see him turn right here. And even in the one where he's wearing maroon, he starts heading over here. So I think he may have cut across like that. And it's also possible he walked all the way along and went down the steps over there. But the only place to go when you go over there is to go through the tunnel or just kind of randomly walk out of the driveway over there somewhere. It seems way more likely that he's doing a dry run. He's got the backpack on, etc. Wow, lung surgery? Really? Jeez. What's going on there, Wild Bill Wassman? Is it a safe procedure? That sucks. What are they going to be doing? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, everybody put out some positive vibes for Wild Bill Wassman. Right, so this is exactly how he walked right here. And so look at that right there. See, this is a part that's interesting too. From coming down this direction, look, there's no steps to have to go up. So you just walk right down there from right up here. And so it was all plotted out. Everything was plotted. What's the easiest way that I can do this? What does that mean for saying not hitting goal among guys? What does that mean, Alan? Who's dog? Who the hell are you talking about? Get rid of this other person too. Support your channel in even more ways. These users have the same capabilities as standard monitors, but in addition, they can. Oh, okay. All right, so look at this, you guys. Here is, look how simple this is. Going into the tunnel. He stood at the top. There's the camera right there that filmed him coming into here. But he stood there for a minute on his phone, then went into here. And then while walking through this tunnel, you'll notice that this lighted area here is the same area where he's filmed when he walks in. And that is right. This one right here. See that? This wall, this right here is right there. That wall. And the camera that picked him up is right here as he's coming in. So there he is, coming in. And then he's going around this corner here, right around the corner, up the stairs. So he just came right around that corner, right in there, and then up these stairs, and then in order, that would be this one. There he is coming up at the base of the stairs. And then he walks up the stairs, and when he's almost at the top, like right there, this is the camera that's filming that. So the next shot is, there he is right at the top of the stairs, turning left, and then going up the stairs. And that's exactly what we've got right here. See, there's those same stairs, and he's going up them. Now he's up from down below where the tunnel level was to the first level of the parking garage and out onto this utility road that's right here that goes between the buildings. Let's see if we can, as a group, if you guys can do, if we can get 21 more channel memberships together, I'll donate 5 myself again. That's how far away we are from where I normally donate the 5. That's not too bad, though. That's not too bad. All right, here we go. So look at how he's walking down here. He's limping, you could say. And then there's no stairs here. He kind of just goes up this little ramp here. Crazy medical history. Okay. Well, if you ever want to say, scoping my lung to see what is going on. Oh, okay. So it's a scope. They're going to do like biopsies and things. Well, good luck on that. But look how he dressed. See how this kid here has got a backpack and all that? See, Tyler Robinson, I think, I mean, what he was wearing was so blended in so perfectly. It was amazing. And just having the backpack. See, if you don't have the backpack, you look weird, right? That's the truth. If you don't have the backpack, you look strange. So you just had to go up that one set of stairs there. And then there's no more stairs. So this would be the most logical, likely way that he would have made his way up to the Losi Center building. All right, guys, don't all get started at once. We need 21 new, new members gifted, and then we will be able to. I'll give 5 myself. See, there's the Losi Center building. I wonder why she doesn't make videos, Candace. I don't know. It's weird. So this is apparently the dean's office right there. And there it is. There's the... And by the way, look at that. Even right there, those are those measuring, like CSI measuring tape. 2 inches there. Those tapes, pieces of tape right there. And you walk just like this. What's going on? Are you okay? Weather? I don't see any other. I bet the channel could grow if people weren't banned so quickly. And then I don't know. I'm the one that's banning people. Sometimes other people just get timed out, etc. Unless you're like a troll that keeps repeating, coming back and back. One of these days, I'm going to unblock every single account that's been blocked, other than ones that have obvious. Oh yeah, this was funny. I opened the door for this girl, and she was so like dismayed that somebody would do that. She's like, "Wow, thank you." And then, anyways, you go up the stairs here, and look how easy that was. I went into the Losi building, walked up these stairs, and now you're onto the roof, just moments away from being in position to shoot. So when you make your way to the top, this fence was not there. This one was, right? So just kind of look at that fence. That was there. This wasn't, nor was that camera. So this was wide open, and he could just walk right over here and step over this wall, this little wall there, and he probably laid down, I think, right over there and put the rifle together. And then he got up and he ran all the way to the corner of the roof over there. He shot Charlie Kirk, got up, ran, came over here, jumped down right over there at that corner, and then from there went around like this, and then across the street, and then into the wooded area over here. That's what he did. That's simple. So look how cool that is. A shot of that, 360. Doctors being military, so that means they, I don't know. Yeah, the rifle in his pants. Never put it together. He did. He did put it together. I just explained it to you. There's no right narrative. It's the truth. The truth is he had a rifle in his pants. He limped up onto the roof. Okay. And when he laid down here, he even limped as he went over to here. Then he got over the wall. He took the rifle, the barrel, and the butt out of his pants. Then he used the screwdriver to screw it together. And then he got up and he ran over to there where the limp is completely gone at that point. All right. So I don't know where these people come from. It's almost like they've missed out on all the factual information of the case and have just sort of lost their minds. Jesus, you just keep creating new account after account. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like, I mean, like I've said before, I don't like having to ask. Like a minute ago, I said, hey, we need 21 more channel memberships to reach the goal, and then I can donate 5, and not a soul jumped in on that since I said that like 20 minutes ago. So yeah, that is, you know, it is soul crushing. It sucks. You know, it's just, you know, we're still not even at the minimum goal yet. That's the sad part. Right. So everybody that's been following the conspiracy theorists, you're crazy. Oops. I was wrong. I have more. Yeah. Yeah. Just keep deleting these guys. All right. See what I'm saying? All right. And I was hoping it would be people other than the incredibly generous Lisa Belson. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's like, come on, you guys. Where, you know, it took would take 21 5s would do it. Yeah, isn't that amazing that these people waste their time getting so many of these stupid accounts, you know? I carried an M249. Isn't that a saw? For 4 long years, along with putting together an M2 and Mark 19, put together weapons while I was serving the U.S. Army. Okay, so what, though? I mean, what are you trying to say? It doesn't matter what you're saying. It can be done. Did you? Okay, let me ask you something. Did you watch the Kester video? Did you see that? What the heck? Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Very generous. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Did you ever see the Matt Kester videos? Just answer the question. Uniparty Muppet. Have you seen it? I'm just curious. He took a 30-06. He was able to take, with 2 bolts, took the butt off against the rifle, the barrel, and he was able to put it together in less than a minute. And then he also had a kid that was thin, maybe 6 foot tall, and he put the barrel down one side with the scope still on it, and it just kind of went down into the thigh area, and the rest went up the shirt. And then the other side went down his entire pant leg to his knee. All right, so he couldn't swing that leg as far forward. And you couldn't even see it. It looked exactly the same. Now, will that mean anything to you, or we just come back with one of your retorts about how long you were in the military, blah, blah, blah? You know, and the thing is I appreciate everybody who's been in the military. I have no way of knowing if you've been anywhere. Let's see. Yeah, thank you so much, Chris and Lisa Belson. You guys are, that's amazing. Right. He probably didn't know that. Looks like they disappeared right after I explained that. Yeah. If you leave the scope, and by the way, if you listen to Paramount Tactical, if you scope it in, even if you take it off, depending on the quality of scope you have, you can screw it back in, and you'll barely be off of what you had it at before. Okay, well, then I'm thanking you for being in the military, defending the United States. I don't give a shit what, you know, if you want to sit there and pretend you did something else, blah, 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 blah. I don't care, man. You know, you're just being an idiot. If somebody says, thank you for your service, just say, no problem. Okay. We don't need you to jump in with, ooh, trying to be, you know, nobody knows what I really did. So it's ridiculous. Hey, thank you, Christine, for gifting a Maverick. Look at that. That was the 21, wasn't it? All right, so here we go. And here we go. There we go. Sweet. He did put the rifle together on the roof, though. Yeah, he did. You guys, listen. Let me just... I don't know what else to tell you. Okay? If I go back to... Is it this one? No, it's the back. This one right here. Look at this. The video of him walking, actually even right over here, he's walking with a limp because the rifle is in his pants, okay? That's the reality of it. Okay, so then he makes it from up there. That's the surveillance that shows him limping. He comes down here. He's still limping. And guess what? He's still limping when he goes into the tunnel. They know that he's doing that. They mentioned it in the probable cause document. So he walks over there and he's limping. All right, and he's limping in the tunnel here. There's a camera over here that can film him limping down the hallway. Then it shows him struggling to come up the stairs. He has to swing the leg up and swing the leg up. On this camera right there, this is the same camera that his parents recognized him on. Then they are able to track him where they see him walking. Watch this. He's walking up here like this, wearing the same clothing and the same distinctive limp. It's on camera. It's not paralyzed, man. Whoever told you that is an idiot. his right leg is paralyzed. Oh, God. No, it's not according to his parents in the FBI. Not a soul has said that. Hey, thanks, GS70. Appreciate it. So right here, let me go back just a little bit. It's hard to do a little bit. I'm going to pause it right there. Now look at this. That 360-degree camera is right here. So even right now, it can pick up him in the trees a little bit. And then he's out of sight of the camera for a little bit. And then right over here, the camera that's right up there is picking him up walking over here. And so let me throw this other one in here for the people out there that, let's see, got that one. I'm going to have to look, view details. Then the first one on the 14th. Yeah. All right. So if you marry those up together, see that? I'm walking over here, and where I am right now is next to where he jumped off. The camera's right up there. And then going back to this, going over to here. That's exactly where, this is right where the 360-degree camera is, and you'll see him walking like this. They describe this, all right? In the documents, it describes how they can see him approach the north side of the building and then enter the low-C building. And then at 12:15, he goes up these stairs right over here. And I think this is actually Paramount Tactical right here. And that's this other guy that we were with right here. So he comes up, and you'll see him limping over here like this. And then at 12:17, he climbs over this wall and lays down right there. Then you'll see, this is all going to be on video because they described this. Do you guys understand that? So there's people out there that say the video doesn't exist because we haven't seen it. Even though in the probable cause document, they explain it. Every movement that he went over this wall at 12:17, and then after 5 minutes of being there, he got up and ran over here, and the limp is gone. That means he had taken the rifle out of his pants, assembled it, and ran with it over to here. And we know he did that run because remember those witnesses that were on the ground over there? They said, I just saw him running, and they even described how he ran from over here to over there, right there. And then he laid down, he kind of shimmied over a little bit, and then he aimed down at Charlie Kirk and shot him. And then you'll see on camera him getting up right at the exact time that the gunshot happens, and then within 1 second he's standing up and he's running, and he's going to be running across the roof. He's right here at 12:23:34, right there. And I think the shooting was at 28. And then he 3:23, excuse me, 3:23:28 was the shooting, and 3:23:34 he runs by. He's about right there, and then he lets himself down right over here at 3:24. He hits the ground, and then he's going to run all the way over here, and then he's going to go across the street into this wooded area, and they'll see that he didn't continue on, so they know that he went into the woods. So they go into the woods, and guess what? They find the rifle and the black towel. No, they don't. Uniparty, they don't. These cameras only look in one direction. If you're looking at it, you have to, load it up and then you can look around. So you're incorrect. Hey, thanks, Michelle Wood. Appreciate it. All right. So I'm just I like to just kind of go over the logical part of this. Okay. So just look at it like this. Right over here is the parking lot that has the tunnel on it. So he's limping over there. He goes through the tunnel and then up the stairs into the parking garage that's right over there. And his parents recognized him with images put out to the media. Then the same person walking exactly the same with the same limp and the same clothing, he walks by right over here, makes his way to the roof, and that's the person that the parents identified as their kid. Now, you might not have to believe what the parents said. So you might go, well, how do you know? How do you know what the parents said is true? Maybe the person they saw was somebody else. Well, it turns out that after Tyler Robinson came up onto the roof and shot, he left a screwdriver on the roof. The shooter, left a screwdriver on the roof. Turns out the DNA on the screwdriver was the son of the parents who said that was their kid entering into the area. All right, then you see him over here. He's carrying an elongated item with a black towel wrapped around it. Then he jumps off, hits the ground, and the glasses fall off. So he picks those up and he struggles with the sunglasses while he continues to carry the rifle wrapped in a black towel right up into this area. Then he finally gets the glasses together, and then he continues to struggle with the rifle and the black towel. Even if you don't want to believe it's him, he runs across the street over here and then puts the black towel, the black towel and the rifle were found in there because law enforcement tracked the movements over there. They went in there, and guess what? Oh, my God. The DNA on the trigger of the rifle found in the woods also matched the son of the parents who said, that looks like our kid. Turns out there was a picture of the rifle put out there. Oh, my God. That looks like the rifle he was given as a gift by his grandfather. Wow. Then, so the DNA on the rifle, the trigger matched. Not only that, the DNA on the shell of the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk, his DNA was on that, and 2 other bullets, and on the gun itself and the towel. Then law enforcement likely used the towel for the dogs to scent on and tracked him back to that dirt area. And they were able to find surveillance footage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this was before the parents eventually said, hey, it looks like that's our kid. And then the DNA matched everything. So where is the, the hookup for you? Is it still a 30-06 would go through his neck, therefore, so what people do is the 30-06 bullet would have gone through his neck, therefore every other piece of information is false. That's what they do. Right. That's why I wish I could get a 10,000 people watching, and I could sit here and just tell you, walk through the whole thing. It's actually a pretty simple case. Simple, really, and absolutely a slam dunk for the prosecution. There is no angle to get out of the case other than jury nullification by people like Candace Owens and all the other nut job conspiracy theorists who create an element of society whose brains have malfunctioned. And if they get on that jury, wouldn't even listen to anything said because it's all a conspiracy. It wouldn't matter that the DNA matches. It's a setup. They took his DNA from something else and put it there. He's a patsy. Blah, blah, blah. Huh? My source, 3 people, friends of mine, who were former... Yeah, get out of here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we'll just put the person on timeout for a while. They're just spamming with nonsensical information. What does that mean? Was on AF2 in his casket, not leading to the event. What does that even mean? Charlie Kirk was on AF2 in his casket, not leading to the event. What does that even mean, man? Do you guys have... Can you write a sentence that makes sense? I just have no idea what that means. Does anybody else? I know they are, but it doesn't make any sense, regardless. Oh, Air Force 2. I see. Okay. CK was on Air Force 2 in his casket, not leading to the event. Okay. Man, some of these comments are just... Yeah, that was with the VP. Okay, I get it. I need better... it's hard for, if you're just sort of randomly reading a comment, they just... Like AF2, what are you talking about? And then you have to sort of really think about it. Just type in Air Force 2. It just takes a minute, 10 seconds. Or, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. So what is the hookup for people out there? Like if you're still like, wow, I don't know, man. Things just don't add up. What doesn't add up for you? Yeah, I know he did, GS70. I just said that out loud. Vengeance has no filter. What are you talking about? Man, these people. That's true. Air Force One, that's a lot of letters, I guess. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry about that. I meant to remove the comment. Steven Anderson. Anybody have anything? Nobody's chatting anymore, so we're really slowing down in here. I mean, I think the freaks all know this stuff, so maybe we should do should we try to do a Air Force One? Yeah, I guess that is kind of not that many letters. Yeah, it's no big deal. I just couldn't understand what you were saying. I thought you were talking about some kind of like a drug. He's on AF2, some kind of like a drug or something. Yeah. Yeah, like a new, K2 or some shit. AF2. That's what it sounded like. That's what I thought that they were saying. It's like, what does that even mean? He was on AF2 in the casket. Like, what, they pump him? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, at least I make people smile and laugh. Yeah. Maybe not Jasmine, though. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Well, we could try the old newspapers.com game if you guys want. It's not really a game, but you... Okay, well, this is the one where you guys have to you throw in a minute, you can minuscule super chats, and then you throw in a guess at a like you look at on newspapers.com, you try to find without having it in your mind, okay? Yeah, well, don't worry about it, Jasmine. Just do it how you want to do it. Yeah, AF2 is definitely a hell of a lot shorter. I just didn't know what it meant for a while. Yeah, so what you do is then you try to find like a case that you don't know about. So don't go ooh and then type in bodies found in the basement and things like that. And you're trying to find a specific one. We're not doing that. We're trying to find some random unknown serial killer victim interesting case just by using newspapers. I think it'd be cool to look in like between like 1940 and 60, something like that. Those are when they were called maniacs, you know. Well, who's going to start it off? Who's going to get? And what you do is you do keyword search names. Hey, thanks, Nader Bader. You give keyword search names. So why don't you give one, Nader Bader, for sending that in? You type in something like, what would be in the newspaper of a case of an unknown serial killer? Or, you know, how they found a body or something. So there you go. Body found in amusement park. Let's see. Have we done that one? I don't remember. Body found in amusement park. Would they say that, or would they name the park? Let me infant's body found at amusement park. Now let me put quotes around it. This one's from 1941. Let's see what this one is. Police today found the body of Yvonne Flowers, age 24, South Bend, on the ramp of an airplane ride in an amusement park. There were no marks of violence on the body. She was known to have been a user of insulin, and authorities theorized that she may have taken an overdose, causing a heart attack. Jeez. Pretty young person. How about this one? The body of a newborn infant was found about 3 p.m. yesterday at the rear of a bathhouse in the Wild World Amusement Park in Largo, Prince George County, police said. They reported that an unidentified patron at the park discovered the dead infant, described as either, this is 1987, either Caucasian or Hispanic, and having black hair. The body was wrapped in a rust-colored towel and hidden beneath the air conditioner. Jeez. The police, who said they did not know the sex of the infant, also said there were no obvious signs of foul play, but an autopsy was scheduled. Anyone with information, call police. All right. Well, there you go. There was a couple that showed up. Jessica Schubach. Okay, body found under bridge. All right, that's one. How about you got to add more to that one? How about we'll say nude body found under bridge, because you know that one, it sort of negates like a homeless person found underneath there, right? And so there you go. Then that's a better way to do it, I think. So you got to be really kind of specific, but write it in the way how they would write it. All right, so here's one right here. You've got the nude body of an unidentified woman, apparently in her 30s, was found, and this is in Corpus Christi, 1982. Apparently in her 30s, was found about 11:15 a.m. today beneath the Harbor Bridge. Vernon O'More, the county medical examiner's office, said the woman's death looks like a homicide. Moore said there was considerable amount of blood at the scene. An autopsy is expected. So now we know this is April 21st, 1982. All right. So April it was 1982, right? Texas. Okay, so there's this one right here. But let me look at that again. Today beneath the Harbor Bridge. All right. Okay, that's the 22nd. See, body discovered. See, they changed it now. All right. Should we look at this? Now, this is the next day. So this might be interesting. If you don't mind. The nude body of a Corpus Christi woman who had been beaten about the head was discovered yesterday. Probably you would think a sex worker. I don't know. Yesterday morning under the Harbor Bridge by a woman walking her dog. The victim identified now. 53-year-old. They said 30, didn't they, before? The victim identified as 53-year-old Hortensia Obregon Mata probably was assaulted at another location before her body was dumped in the 1600 block of North Broadway. Police said the woman had been dead for about 12 hours. A woman found the body about 11 a.m. when a taxi took her to the site. Irma Trevino of Corpus Christi said she was walking her dog when she noticed the body lying in a clearing. I just walked up on it and saw it, Mrs. Trevino said. The taxi driver notified police. Police said the victim was apparently beaten to death about the head with a blunt instrument. Because only a small amount of blood was found near the body, Police Commander C.F. Wimbish said the woman may have been beaten elsewhere and her body left under the bridge. All right, so now we know what her name is. Hortensia. Let's see, the victim's occupation has yet to be determined. She was identified through fingerprints. So the fact that her fingerprints are in there, probably means that she had an arrest record. Let's see, she lived at 1020 North Chaparral, and that's in Corpus Christi. Let's see where that is. Okay, so she lived there, and I would imagine that this is the same bridge that they're talking about. There's Harbor Bridge right there. So, is there anything there? What's going on with that? Oh, they were just building it. Wait, what's happening? I bet you this is Harbor Bridge. And then maybe this is the new one that they built. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, so there is something there now. New Harbor. Yeah, look at that. It's called New Harbor Bridge. So this is Harbor Bridge. So that's where she was found, underneath here originally. This is the new one that they're just building. And that's why it doesn't exist. But look at you can see the construction being done, interestingly. Isn't that weird? Hardly ever get to see stuff like that. But anyways, that's the new one. So it was probably this area down here where she was found. And she didn't live very far from there. It was just right there. So it looks like about 6, 7, 8 blocks from there. Detectives are still investigating the April 8th beating death of Dennis Patrick McClure, a 31-year-old Corpus Christi carpenter. His body was found lying in a clearing on Florida Bluff Peninsula. Hortensia Mata. Let me put it right here. Hortensia. I just want to see if they ever did anything with this. You guys mind? Okay. Second. Now they got the 23rd. Now that must be the that's her obituary. And did she continue like the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th? All right, so it's April. How about June? There's another mention. Right there, June 22nd. Okay. Beaten woman's body was left under bridge. Huh. Let's see. The following crime of the week is a brief recount of an unsolved felony that so far has stymied investigators. Yeah, look at, see this, this might be one of those serial killer ones that we were talking about. Filmed reenactments of the crime will be aired during tonight's newscast. Early in the morning of Wednesday, April 21st, someone beat Hortensia Mata to death and then left her body beneath the south end of the Harbor Bridge. Miss Mata, 53, had been seen at numerous bars in the downtown area during the afternoon and evening before she died. She was last seen at the Metropolitan Bar. Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to make a quick folder here. Hortensia Mata. Right there. Move it up here. And then we know that she worked or lived right here. All right, and then she was at a bar at 414 Star Street. Ah, well, that's just right, kind of near her house, but right there. Let's see if that's a bar. Was it 414? So it's that one. Who knows what that was? I guess what we could do is let's see if I go to Google Maps. Yeah, that's it. It's a Mexican restaurant now. Looks like. If I go down to the ground and then go all the way back to 2008. Now it's even got the 214 on the top. I could see it a second ago. Cray Daddy. Yeah, that's what it was then. But I mean, this happened way back. Do you guys find this stuff interesting? I always think it's pretty interesting. Yeah. I've been doing this a long time, Jasmine. All right, so there you go. There is the bar. There. Save that. And then we go out here. All right, so she was at the bar at about 2:15 a.m. Wednesday. From the bar, she may have tried to walk or she may have accepted a ride. Evidence indicates Miss Mata was brutally beaten under the south end of the Harbor Bridge. After the attack, she lived long enough to crawl a few feet and grab a plastic garbage bag with which she tried to cover herself. Wow. Miss Mata's body was discovered late Wednesday morning. And that was in April, so maybe it was, I don't know if it was cold out. Information leading to the arrest and grand jury indictment of Miss Mata's murder must be given by Monday, June 28th for the full $1,000. All right, I'm going to go back to here again. And so it mentioned her in June. What about July? See, her name, you see, each time these, it looks like that. That means she popped up. Right there. See, records 22nd murder case. Let me go down here. Victims in 1982 open cases were 57-year-old Hortensia. I thought she was 53. Whose body was found April 19th under the Harbor Bridge. 31-year-old Dennis Patrick. So these are all cases. Now let me go back to here again. Click on, oh man, that's not what I was looking for. Like in October, oh, see, every time it's the 21st, you know, each time her name is right there. Obituaries, Hortensia Mata, maybe it's a different one. Now let's see if we go to 1983, the next year, and just see if there's any mention. Okay, well, there's maybe something in January. Let's see. Yeah, that's the case again. Stabbing victim reported as city's first in 83. This is just down here. The body of Mata was found, 8:53, was found in April 19th under the Harbor Bridge. She had been fatally beaten and her body dumped. Yeah, let's see what happens if I put this into Google. Who killed all right, let's see. The murder of let's see it. How about let's go all the way to September. He is survived by 3 daughters. Oh, that's a different Hortensia Mata, if you can believe that. All right, now we're going to go 1984 to 1986. No. It might not ever be mentioned again. 1987 to 1999. Yeah. So that's just one of those ones that just disappeared into just oblivion, you know, nothing. It's crazy how that happens. Oh yeah, so that was the nude body found under a bridge. I mean, there's a whole bunch. These are all ones that are. What's wrong with what was funny about 1999? I don't get it. (1976). An investigation continued today into the death of a young woman whose nude body was found Saturday under a bridge in northeastern Saint County. Victim estimated to be between 25 and 35 years old. Yeah, those probably would, you know, almost all of those ones like that where somebody is, you know, nude, found, and assaulted somehow. You know, those ones are ones that, you know, a lot of times if they're nude like that, it's not a domestic issue or something. It's just kind of it's somebody that did it before. Let's see. I remember that New Year's Eve. Wow. All right. Anyways, I think that's going to do it. Nobody's playing anymore, so I was thinking I'd be loaded up with more to load in, but there's none. Right. They're like a predator. I always call them. I mean, whenever you see stuff like that, somebody on a hiking trail that's killed by somebody, a woman, and is assaulted, the killer is somebody who's obviously, I mean, it's very rare that that was the first time they did it, you know. So every time you arrest the person, you look for similar cases. Just like that one we did a couple weeks ago, or the guy that went up to that camping ground and shot those people, or the one from a few months back. Remember that really interesting one where two parents were walking with their kids, and they had the kids run ahead, and this guy just killed the two parents, you know, was stabbing the dad, and then the mom went back to help the dad, and she got killed too. And, you know, they arrested him. Remember that? He was in a barber shop. His hair was just halfway being cut when he was arrested. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how many there's these bridge cases like that. Let's see what this one. Maniac. See, there you go. That's a serial killer right there. That's what they called serial killers back then. The semi-nude body of 18 years old Teresa Catherine Foster. Let's see what happens if I type in murder of Teresa Catherine Foster. Ah, actually, it's in here. On this week episode, we cover the murder of Teresa Catherine Foster and killer Luigi Longhi. So, obviously, they made an arrest in that one. That's crazy. But it was considered too deteriorated for testing. Okay, let's see. This week, cover story, the case of kidnapped co-ed revisits the wild press coverage surrounding the 1948 murder of 18-year-old college student Teresa Foster and explores how the Denver Post's rapid campaign to catch a killer tainted the subsequent trial. It's a cautionary tale about how pseudo-experts in the case that the creator of Perry Mason and other crime aces hired by the paper to investigate the slaying can mess up the case. You mean like Candace Owens? Are you listening, Nancy Grace? That's funny. Many of the assertions made in the Post by author Earl Stanley Gardner and various reporters contradicted the official autopsy findings in the case. Yeah, it sounds like something exactly what Candace Owens would do. That report was readily available to the paper at the time of the trial, and amazingly, at least a portion of it still survives today. A recent open records request to the Denver office of the medical examiner yielded 5 fuzzy pages from the days of carbon paper. They are difficult to read online. Those pages are available below. I guess they're not in here. Here's the, yeah, they're gone. They were right there. This is from 2011. Huh. That's weird. So we just happen to be looking at the first time it was mentioned in the paper, and then it went on to a crazy case after that. Anyways. All right, you guys. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Everybody who supported the channel. You know what's weird is that after the show's over, you always get somebody in the comments saying, get to the point, man. These shows, and they're just like, and I always say, look, these are my live streams where we're having conversations and talking. I make videos that are short and to the point. Isn't it obvious? It's weird. Anyways, thank you to Nader Bader and let's do it over here. Let's see. We got Nader Bader, gifted a membership. Then we have Tracy Von Brat. And then Vicky Cobb and Tracy Antok. Then Tracy Antok again. Then Wild Bill Wassman, gifted a membership. And then Chicken Wings, been there for 19 months. Thank you. And then Christine gifted a membership. Then Alley Cake. Somebody said they up to a Megazoid too. And then so there's Alley Cake, and then Wild Bill Wassman, and then Chris O'Connell became a YouTube member. I thought you already were one. Then they gifted 5. Then we had Nate Campbell, and then Alley Cake, and then Chris O'Connell did a cat eye donation. Very cool. And then Chris Stew, Candace needs an intervention. Then we have Mocha Matt. Here's my 2 cents. It was really 2 cents times 100. Then Lisa Belson, look at that, gifted 10 memberships right there. And then we had Wild Bill Wassman, and good luck out there, Wild Bill Wassman, on your exploratory surgery tomorrow. Hope it turns out good. Then we have Chris O'Connell, gifted 10 again after doing the cat eye donation and the other 5 gifted memberships. And then we had Christine gifted a membership. Then I gifted 5 because of you guys. Then GS70, Michelle Wood, then Nader Bader, Jessica Schubach, and Michelle H. Hey, those were actually both came up with sort of interesting cases, right? Pretty interesting. All right. So how about for 11 more minutes, I'll answer any questions you guys might have. All right. How's that? 11 minutes. Any question you want to know? Yeah. So should I just be making debunking videos on Candace Owens's videos that she puts out every single day? I'll just call it debunk. I mean, it's funny. I hate when people say, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. I'm just trying to. Well, no, that's not what you're doing. You're creating content with meaningless questions that have no chance to be true, because here's the thing, everybody. If you use logic and reason, you go through the probable cause document and the charging document, it's really obvious that Tyler Robinson is the killer. And it's really, everything is just simply put out. And the thing is once you know that, that means every conspiracy idea is you can immediately know isn't true and factually debunk it, because unless it's another, it's hard to debunk a conspiracy because, I mean, you're saying that, oh, the government's covering something up. how would you be able to disprove that to them? Yeah. How long before Charlie is spotted in Tahiti with Elvis? And don't forget Sasquatch as well. Hey, thank you, Nate Campbell. Oh, it does say upgraded to Megazoid. Oh, it's weird over here. It just says, look at this one. Oh, not that one. It was this one. It said, became a YouTube member. It doesn't say. Oh, so it must have said that earlier on the other screen, too. Interesting. Huh. No, but see, these are theories that are completely bogus, Leandro. I mean, you get it, right? Like, just theorizing about something is a way to create content, and they know it's not true. Okay, that's the reality of this. Okay, how come every conspiracy theory that they've come up with is bogus? Every single one of them, and the truth is sitting right in front of their face. Okay. Like, I understand theorizing. Like, I could sit here and go like this. Let's see. You know what? I mean, I'll do this a legitimate theory. Like, we don't know how Tyler Robinson realized how he could do what he did. So it's possible that he, some of the people that he met online were aware, or that he went out there and maybe he was even communicating with some of them while he was out there. And, there's still an interesting video of him in a like a strip mall area where a car pulls up right behind him in another stall and they drive off at the same time. That's an interesting piece of footage. Could that mean he's working with somebody else? See, that's like a legitimate theory. Okay. But when you start talking about a shot coming from a bush and a drone or the lapel mic, it's just so stupid. It's childish. And then saying that a guy, because he's doing a selfie video, he's got to be involved somehow. Why bring him up if you don't think he's involved? She insinuates people are involved all the time, and it's disgusting. And you should realize that. It's not just a theory. It's ruining people's lives because she wants likes, views, and subs. Don't we all, though? But the problem is, the difference is I will not make something up just for views. Okay. Hey, look at this. Bruce Holdaway. All right, we got another 7 minutes. Right. Hey, wow. Thanks, Bruce Holdaway. The show's only got another 6 minutes, but I appreciate that. Oh, and also thank you to, let's see, we had a Cash App from Jacob and Eileen on Venmo, and I think it was Mary on PayPal. No coffees tonight, though. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? Do you think this case will end with a plea deal? I think there's a really good chance. Because Koberger pled guilty, and this one is way worse. Oh, yeah, we haven't done anything on the Blazers Bros. We did a unlisted video once, but we're just trying to figure out. I've been watching all the games. It's been pretty, the Blazers could easily be 4-0 right now. I mean, they have 2 wins, two of the losses were you know, against good teams, and we had the lead in both of them late. And they're just not shooting well right now. Once they get their, you know, the shooting picks up, oh boy, yeah, people are in trouble. We have a really athletic, long team with almost everybody on the team matches that. They all play hard, good defense, and man, it really is a menace. They're a menace to other teams. For why the bullet, I've already done the theories for the bullets. Yeah, it's I think, well, my original theory was that he's using an older rifle and he perhaps didn't use the right ammunition for that rifle. And when the bullet came out, it started to tumble as it hit Charlie Kirk's neck, creating a lot more force on a larger area on the surface, much like a slap or a poke. You know, you got a lot more like, and then it tumbles in, and it doesn't have the same penetrating ability as if it went in point first. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think, you know, given the short distance the shot took place, if it was yawing the bullet, it's not going to be tremendously off, in my opinion, the line. Like, I feel like it might be 6 or 7 inches off. Maybe he was aiming for the head or some other part, and that's why it hit him right in the neck. You know, but the bullet hit the target. It just wasn't going in point first. And you can see it. You know, one of the things that's interesting is, you know, the shots that you see out there where he's still, and then all of a sudden, boom, the next shot, his shirt's way up like that. If they had super slow-mo, this is what it would have looked like. He would have been sitting there just like this, and then a hole would show up right there. If this was super slow-mo, it would show up right there, and then the shock wave did all the other stuff. There's just no camera out there that got lucky and filmed his neck right as the bullet was hitting it. You know, it's like, it's so fast. It's unbelievable. It's there's you know what's incredible? It's like there's a frame where he's absolutely alive, and then 1/30th of a second later he's dead. You know, it's inside of the 1/30th, because when it gets to the next frame, his shirt's already way up in the air, and that means he's already been hit in the neck at that point. I don't know if it had retsin or not. I think it was low in, you know, gluten. It was basically gluten-free vape. Chris. Let's see. Yeah, that's really kind of bizarre. Let me see if I can find it. You know, let's see. Well, I have shots of it, you know, but I don't really want to. It's just so weird. You have a frame where he's completely alive. His neck is intact. The very next frame, his whole neck is really wide. The shirt's way up. And that means the bullet had already hit him. And it's within, you know, like, you're talking milliseconds. I mean, so usually a standard video that somebody shoots is 30 frames a second. All right. That's not, I mean, it's quick for us. Like, wow, 30 frames in a second. Like 1 second is did. So inside of that, there's 30 frames. But you would need something that had like 4,000 frames in a second to be able to slow it down and see right where it hit, you know, maybe even 5,000. And I guarantee you, if you could slow it down, the bullet hits him right in the neck, and it's tumbling in, so it makes a hole there, and then the shirt quickly with the shock wave goes up, and then it goes down, and then he starts falling over. Yeah, gluten-free vape. They also have the low-cal cigarettes too. So, you know what I found lately, they have this is the quintessential cigarette at this point. It's the low-cal gluten-free cig with retsin. Oh my God, that is money. That's a joke. All right, that's a joke, everybody. Put a little ginger extract on there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, low calorie, gluten-free cigarette with retsin. We should make a version of that. It'll be a really skinny cigarette, okay? And it'll have a little sign on it, or a little two different wording, I guess. It'll say gluten-free, and then right near the end, it'll say with retsin. Yeah, a little cinnamon, sure. Cinnamon and lemon. Well, wouldn't low cal be sugar free? Yeah, I guess you could make a sugar free version. Yeah. That's as thin as a toothpick, of course. You got these new cigarettes that are tobacco free, you know, like, oh God. They're going to make one. Well, I guess you could say vape is tobacco free. Well, it's not tobacco free. Well, it's got nicotine in it, right? It doesn't have the carcinogens. They would sell if you had gluten-free cigarettes. They'd sell off the shelf because there's a lot of people that are so dumb they wouldn't realize that that has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, but they would sell. I guarantee it. Oh my God, I'm gluten-free. Give me some of those Marlboro Lights that are gluten-free. Shit, those are the recycled paper and filter. Those are the most healthy cigarettes in the world. Or how about you could say biodegradable cigarettes? You know, like part of the ad campaign would be something like, you know, when people furrow their brow at you when you throw your cigarette on the ground and stamp it out? Not anymore. With a brand new biodegradable cigarettes. Just toss them on the ground and stamp on it and look at the neighbor with a gleeful look as they wiggle their head, and you look at them and say, these are the new biodegradable ones. How about this? Let's make biodegradable cigarette butts that have tree seeds in them. So you can tell people, listen, asshole, not only are these cigarettes biodegradable, every time I stamp them into the ground, another tree will grow in its place. Woo! Oh my God, we're going to have the best cigarette in the world. It's going to be a biodegradable cigarette with a seed in the butt that is gluten-free, diet, and has a shot of retsin in it. My God, who wouldn't buy that sucker? Come on, everybody. They would sell off the shelves. Oh my God, what doesn't it do, man? It solves the climate problem. The new climate changing cigarettes. For every cigarette you stamp out, we've implanted a tree seed in it, hoping that you put out the cigarette in a forest. Sure, there might be a forest fire, but you know, that one butt that you stamped into the ground will grow up into a fine tree once we put out the fire. Yeah. Okay. My first cigarette was candy cigarette. Oh, that's how they hook you in, right, Paulette? Oh, yeah. We are onto something. I used to chain eat candy cigarettes. Yeah. You know, as a kid, this is kind of gross, but I was like 8. I'd see a cigarette butt on the ground, and a couple times I put it in my mouth and pretended that I was smoking, you know. And I remember it just tasting like ashes, but then I wasn't really thinking, man, somebody else had, that was in their mouth at some point. Isn't that weird? Like when you're a kid, you do stupid shit. Like that's probably why when you're a kid, you build up your immune system. I know, it's pretty yucky. Yeah, you're just like, hey, look at that. Oh. You did that too. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? That is gross. Okay, but what you've done some gross things too, Paulette. So let's hear yours. I have not, Gray. I've never done anything gross. Yeah, that's the thing. When you're a kid, you don't even know what the hell you're doing. I'll tell you one of the weirdest things, though. When I was in first grade, I was at a school in a really rough part of town. My mom, we were struggling, but she got us out of there. But we were, like in first grade, I remember these kids pushed us up against the wall and they were smoking cigarettes. And they were in fourth grade. Like, that's hard to believe, right? I mean, a fourth grade? Go look at a fourth grader now. They're like these little twerps, right? But, I mean, these people smoke cigarettes and we're going to like burn them out on us and stuff. And it's just really strange, isn't it? Like, how are you smoking a cigarette at that age? That just shows you how some parents just don't really give a damn. Yep. Oh, yep. Paulette's an angel. Look at that. She's got the little, look at that little halo face. Yeah. Anyways, all right, you guys. There you go. That's it. Appreciate it. And thanks. Gives a special thanks to, well, just everybody really, but like, Chris O'Connell and Lisa Belson again. You guys are, really helped out a lot, get to the goal. So I appreciate it. For the cigarette fund. All right. Well, we'll start a, what is that called? Where, they fund, they fund an idea and you go out and try to make it happen. We'll start it up. Yeah. But a lot of you guys help out all the time on here. Appreciate it. All right. Excellent. Yeah, and Lisa Belson's really, like I was watching, she was always so nice. She's always so nice to people who show up all the time, and more welcoming than I am. I can tell you that. So thank you for doing that. Yeah, something like Kickstarter. Yeah, Kickstarter. That's right. We'll put a cigarette seed in the butt. I mean, a tree seed in the butt, and really start making a difference out there. Oh, cool, Juju Pete. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, and who the hell knows what tomorrow will bring. Maybe I'll try to get a video out. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, I do have some. I might be getting some Idaho 4 videos coming. So we'll see. What is that, Aaron? What are you saying there? You can get them at the corner store, the cigarettes. Yeah, show easy access to low C rooftop walk. Yeah, I've seen the map. I don't think that's what he looked at. I don't think that's. I read. You sent me that thing. I didn't really think that was that. Yeah. I didn't see the panoramas though that you're talking about. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And this is. Wait, hold on. Let me play it. There it is. Boom.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
There it is. There it
And
is.
during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a
Bruce Holdaway's
crime
favorite side of the
dissector.
show.
Like rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like
Well,
an
thanks,
old
Lisa Bell.
projector. Crime sector is my nectar.
Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be above a victim.
Fool deflector, interceptor.
Septum,
And I'm meaner than a spectrum with a vector
Vector.
on his
Vector.
vector. With all respect,
Joe, just remember,
I have a temper fucking
conjecture, I have no agenda, I'm a pretender, and also the days say without a blender, and in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Yeah.
The hell was that, Mary Lou?
All right, everybody.
I was just working up the crescendo, Gray.
Oh boy. That needed this.
Bye.
You are a curious being.
Next time on Grey Hughes Investigates, we will investigate the efficacy of the new dietary cigarettes on the market. Thank you very much for watching, and be safe out there.